Hello and welcome to your NARSA weekly update for the week commencing Monday the 10th of March 2025. It's Gary here again. Do you know what? I'm kind of in a bit of a chipper mood this week because Rangers never got beat this last week. Now, we hardly played, so I'm taking it as a win, folks. You know, glass half full and all that. There's really never a dull moment in the world of Rangers. And after last weekend's lead balloon moment against Motherwell, we end up having our interim manager beating one of the best managers that there has ever been, who were coming off, what was it, like an 18-game unbeaten run or something like that. And we beat them handily, and it was just absolutely incredible. And I wonder, I'm going to be very interested to see what happens this week, because I wonder what happened at their side. You could tell they obviously have some very good players throughout their team, but did they underestimate us? Have they not watched any of our European games? I'm not trying to belittle what we did in any way. I thought we were absolutely brilliant the entire game. But it's, yeah, did we catch them by surprise? Are we actually just better than them in terms of that type and style of play? I'm not 100% sure, but I think, and certainly in the fashion of, what would you say, this and last season, this is just the Rangers way now, isn't it? You show up expecting one thing and you get the exact opposite. And that's good when it works in your favour, like Thursday, and it's not so good when it doesn't work in your favour, like name any number of results that we've had from this past season here. So yeah, one of these funky weeks. So let's get on with the game segment here. There was only the one game, of course, which was last Thursday's 3-1 win at Fenerbahce, and we were just absolutely brilliant. We had a great start. We had a lot of pace, we had a lot of space to use that pace in. And then fairly early on, I can't even remember the timing of the goals, but it seemed very early, maybe about 10 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that. Dessers opens the scoring after they couldn't clear the lines. Diamandi did brilliantly to hustle and hassle in there. Then he rounds the goalie and he squeezed it in, and literally just over the line to the naked eye. I saw it and I thought, no, it's not in. And then very quickly the referee goes to his watch for the goal line technology, says it's a goal, and then you see the replays afterwards, and it was just in. I thought it was a brilliant clearance by their player, but we will absolutely take it. Not long after, Jack Butland just decided the best way to deal with some, what would you say, inconsistencies in defence is to try to kill one of our central defenders when he makes an absolute mess of it and absolutely levels Robin Proper. And some people were saying that we played better after Proper went off, and I'm quite honestly, I'm not buying that. I thought we were playing really well with him there. He's saved probably his best performances for Rangers for the European games, and I just don't like that. I don't like this incessant being on a downer about our players. They're doing their best. If they're not good enough, they're not good enough. But since when did we suddenly just pick someone we wanted to hate and continue to hate on them regardless of how well they are playing? I don't like it. It's just not the way that I support Rangers, and it would be nice if people in my close circle kind of did the same sort of thing. But anyway, they scored from a corner, shocker, set piece goal lost by Rangers. Said every single journalist, every single game for the last 5 years or so. But I have to say, on this occasion, this one was actually a brilliant finish. You know, as a defender myself, that it's one of these things where you kind of think in the moment, I wonder what I could and should have done differently there. The guy swings his boot at it almost karate style, and just no one's expecting a shot from there. He's going away from goal. We've got the central defender right on his back, and he just managed to get his boot round about it and put it in the back of the net. So fair play, good goal on that. Dessers then turns provider just when we're kind of on the ropes a wee bit, and he gives a brilliant give and go to Cherney, who slotted home brilliantly to make it 2-1 not long before half time there. And that was, I mean, you're kind of thinking, where are these performances? And I know we don't get the same type and style of space when we play basically almost anyone else apart from maybe that mob from the East End. But just that type of style, fight, endeavour, grit that we were showing there. We got to half time with a, I don't know, unexpected, I don't think undeserved 2-1 lead there. And then I thought we had a bit of a rough start to the second half. And then we've got Dessers scoring again on 50 minutes to make it 3-1, but it was offside, just offside. And as Tom Miller would say, it must have been as tight as two coats of paint. And then again, he's offside again, not long after that. And on this occasion, there wasn't a lot of replays, I didn't think, actually, in the game. Certainly on DAZN, where I was watching it, there didn't seem to be, normally they kind of overdo the replays because it's just something interesting to talk about during the game. But there was minimal replays that they had shown. And on this occasion, on the one replay that I saw, it looked like it was his elbow that was offside. Now, I thought the rule was that you can only be offside with a part of your body that you can score with. So you can't score with the elbow, unless it was rattled off you from a yard out from somebody trying to clear it and it just kind of hit your body. But I didn't think that was allowed. So maybe there's been a rule change, or maybe the replay showed it was actually his toe was over the line or something like that. But certainly the one I seen, it was his elbow. So I felt a wee bit aggrieved about that because he could very, very easily have had a hat trick. And by the way, the three finishes he had were absolutely brilliant, Then we finally get a third brilliant ball from Raskin from about halfway inside our half. And it goes all the way through to Cherney, who 99 times out of 100, Cherney is just deadly from these positions. He goes through, he seems to just get himself completely calm, figure out what the goalie's going to do, and slots it home. I can't actually remember. Someone can correct me if you want, but I can't remember a time that he's gone through one-on-one and, when it's been his opportunity, absolutely, to get a shot on target, whether he has missed or maybe fluffed it. I can't remember, but maybe I'm just looking at it through blue tinted glasses, but he's scored some fabulous goals and very important goals for us this season. So great finish. And one thing I loved about it is you've seen Barry Ferguson kicking every single ball from the sidelines, didn't you? There was at one point where, who was it now? Was it Ridvan? I think it was maybe Ridvan at right back in the second half had just missed a tackle and kind of did one of those, oh, woe is me sort of hands up in the air. And Ferguson was like, get back, get back, get back, get back. He was probably a bit less polite than I'm being right now, but you just seen him saying, get on with the programme here. Don't just give up. There's still football to be played. So it was absolutely so refreshing to see that sort of energy on the sidelines, and not stupid energy like bouncing about. I didn't like that. Just genuinely, everything is all about getting the team better, doing the right things, and giving yourself the best opportunity to succeed. So I just loved it. Then at the end, we had a brilliant save by Jack Butland just at the beginning of extra time. He actually had a couple of really good saves, ones that you're expecting him to make, but he still has to get the fingertips on it and get himself into position to be able to do that. So it's moments like that where you're like, right, this guy still has it. But this season has been a rough season for Jack Butland. You'll know that I stripped him of the super part of his title there a wee bit earlier in the season, and he's going to have to work very, very hard to get that back again. But still, very, very good save, and thank you for that, because that puts a different complexion on the second tie for this week. Positives. It's the first time Fenerbahce had lost a Europa League game at home, which is a big deal. I think that was in about 8 years or so, they said. And I just thought we bossed them. I thought we bossed them from the very beginning to the end. Everyone, to a man, was brilliant in the game. The negatives, here I'm going to be a wee tiny bit greedy and say we never scored enough goals. We had, not that we had any glaring misses, the two offsides were so unfortunate. This tie could have been done by now. We could just be looking forward to just containing them and having a bit of a party on Thursday night here, but 2-0 is never done, of course, and I felt we were good for more than the 3 goals that we got. And of course, Robin Propper's injury looked like literally and figuratively a sore one, and that's just too bad that's the way that it worked out for him. I hope he's okay, and I hope we see him back in the team at some point soon. In terms of the stats, 36% possession, 8 shots on goal with 6 on target. We scored 3 of those. That's a 50% success rate. I'll take that any day of the week. Here's the odd thing. This was from Live Score. It says that Fenerbahce had 17 shots on target. 17 shots on goal with 7 on target. I don't remember there being 7 on target. I guess they probably maybe include some of the shots that get blocked from the outside the area or something like that, but it didn't feel like they had 17 shots to me. Maybe I need to watch it back again, which I have zero intention of doing, but that's what the stats say, and we came out to 3-1 victors, and that was it. On the referee watch, I thought the guy let the play go, let it flow as readily as he could, and he did well, so he'll get the standard 7 out of 10 for that. Two games this week. As you know, this I should have maybe said this at the beginning of today's pod, but the clock's changed here in North America, and we usually have that 2 to 3 week gap between us and the UK changing there to their daylight savings time. So with the games are an hour later for us now as we go forward. So what that means is Thursday's match at Ibrox against Fenerbahce is a 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff, 8 p.m. UK, but on the eastern coast of the continent, we are only 4 hours behind for a couple of weeks here. I said it last week, this could be our last competitive game of the season, and I say the same again this week. I think that's the case. We could go out and give the fans something to cheer about, get to the quarterfinals of the a major European competition and really give ourselves a chance to do well in that, or we could go out in some sort of spectacular blaze of what's the opposite of glory? Shame, ridicule. I don't know. Who knows? But hopefully it's not. The fans will definitely be up for it, and it's up to the team to really put in a good shift in there and see how we do. And then the second game is against that mob, and it's away at Sharkhead on Sunday the 16th of March, and that's an 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff. That's 12:30 p.m. in the UK. I don't know what this one is. Is this one? I mean, it would be brilliant to win it and maybe try and kind of force that to take them winning the league to after the split. I don't know. Is that a somewhat of a victory of some description, or do we just damage limitation, have them have a go at us and see how we react? I'm not 100% sure how that's all going to go. I'm not overly looking forward to it, and I guess probably a lot of our attitude to Sunday's game will depend on what happens on Thursday's game. So I guess we'll see what that looks like. In terms of shout outs, I'd like to start I'm going to start with the tragic news that everyone will know about by now on the death of Christopher Potter, who tragically died when he was away watching Rangers last week in Istanbul. Car traffic accident, don't know too much more than that. Struck by two vehicles the very early hours of the morning, and he's left behind a wife and I think it was three young kids, and by all accounts he was just Mr. Rangers. This guy just loved his games, loved his away European games, and to pass away like that is just absolutely awful. On the Rangers website, there was an article saying Rangers FC is devastated to have learned of the passing of one of our supporters in a road traffic accident overnight in Istanbul. The immediate thoughts of everyone at the club are with the family and friends at this incredibly difficult time. We are remaining in constant contact with both the Turkish and British authorities over this tragic incident. The outpouring of support for this guy has just been absolutely incredible, hasn't it? And the last seen, which I think was I didn't look at it today, last night, was that I think they'd raised over £156,000 at that point last night, and right now I'm recording 2:26 p.m. It is a wee bit later today, and as I say, I haven't had a chance to look at that, but that will probably top about £200,000 here at some point, which is going to be great for the remaining family members there. Just an awful way to start the shout outs, but sincere condolences to everyone in Mr. Potter's family circle and friend circle from everyone here at NARSA. That's just absolutely awful news there, and I'm going to try and bring it upbeat as quickly as I can here. So I'd like to mention the women's team winning 2-0 against Spartans yesterday in the Scottish Cup quarter-final. A couple of late-ish goals, late 60 minutes-ish or thereabouts, to get through against a stubborn Spartans side there. I don't know when the semi-final draw is. I tried to look last night very briefly and just didn't see when it is. It might have already taken place by now, and if that's the case, my apologies for missing it, but we'll get to know when that is soon enough. But another good victory to hopefully keep the treble dream alive for Joe Potter's team there. And I'll end up the shout outs, or the formal part of the shout outs, with a massive congratulations to the Vice President of Toronto Midtown Rangers Supporters Club, of course, the hosts of the 2023 NARSA convention, John Dalrymple, who was awarded the King Charles Coronation Medal for, and I'm going to quote it here, outstanding dedication and service to your Toronto Centre community and country. This honour is a testament to your unwavering positive impact on your community. Absolutely brilliant. Andy Burnett had put some details on the NARSA chat there on the weekend. The Coronation Medal programme was created to mark the coronation of His Majesty King Charles III. It recognises individuals who have made a significant contribution to a particular province, territory, region or community in Canada, or attained an outstanding achievement abroad that brings credit to our country. Huge, massive congratulations to you, John, and family. I can imagine that everybody is absolutely ecstatic. These things are not easy to come by, and that's great news that you have been acknowledged and rewarded for the stellar work that you are doing in your community, my friend. Just a quick reminder on the Melbourne City Loyal Rangers Supporters Club Culture Weekend, November 21st to 22nd this year, with Ian Ferguson, Gary Stevens and Stuart Munro. There's going to be a boat cruise, there's going to be a gala dinner, and there's going to be a whole bunch of fun and hilarity there, I am sure. On the convention update, we're now in the double digits, folks. 93 days and 13 weeks until we descend upon Kissimmee in Osceola County, Florida, June the 12th to the 15th at the Omni at Champions Gate. And what I was going to hopefully try to do for this week, and it's going to have to get pushed to next week now, is get the winners of the Experience Kissimmee Challenge onto the podcast just to talk about this. Now, what the challenge was a halftime challenge that's presented by Rangers Partners Experience Kissimmee, which took place through multiple games throughout the season. They then had 3 fans at halftime attempt to kick a ball on the target at the other end of the pitch, and the winners advanced to the next match, the next match, the next match, and so on. And the winner was Callum Smith, and they have got, I believe it's an all expenses paid trip over to Kissimmee in time for the convention, and Callum and Gemma are going to be coming on the podcast, and they're coming over to the convention with their kids. So that's a great news story. I was hoping to be able to record earlier today, but as I say, just one of those kind of busy days. So congratulations to Callum, to Gemma, to the family. Really looking forward to meeting you when you come on the pod first and foremost, and then when you get a chance to go and sample the sunshine of Kissimmee. It's going to be an absolutely great time. We're also in constant conversations with the hotel to figure out the logistics and such for the convention, and looking to try and meet them over the next wee while to make sure that we're all on the same page. And then we'll get on with some formal communications over the next wee while in terms of entertainment and such. I know a few people have been asking about that. So yeah, we're getting there, starting to feel like a convention again, folks, which is great news, and really looking forward to really just getting the countdown on 93 days. It is from today. It's absolutely incredible. It really is. It's going to be one of these ones where I'm going to go, oh, okay, I'm in Kissimmee now, and it's time to get the organising head on and make sure that the event is actually going to be a success, which I'm absolutely certain that it will be. On the other business, just a reminder for you folks that at the AGM, which is going to be at the convention this year, of course, we do have a few positions on the NARSA Executive Open. So if you have any interest in coming to work with myself and other folks on the executive, we would love to have a conversation with you. You can go check out the positions on the NARSA website under About Us and then Constitution. And on the Constitution, it lists each of the positions and a wee bit of a descriptor about what those are. And as I said before, we're looking for a new secretary, we're looking for a new treasurer. I think there might be 1 or 2 of the director positions up for grabs, and maybe the vice president as well. So we'll get an opportunity to talk about that. Please get in touch with me, rangersscc@hotmail.com, if you want to chat about that, and I would be happy to give you any information that you need. In terms of the communication section, the Gers guide, the last I checked, the Gers guide wasn't published. So I'm going to just do Gaz's version of the Gers guide, and I would imagine there's going to be Rangers Women's highlights today from the Spartans game on the weekend. Tomorrow they typically do the loan review. On Wednesday will be the Fenerbahce press conference. On Thursdays, of course, the game. I imagine the press conference for Sunday's Old Firm game will be on Friday. Don't know what's happening on Saturday. I'm not 100% sure who the women are playing this week. And then, of course, we play on Sunday at the same time. Sorry, I'm a wee bit unprepared with that Gers guide. You can go onto the website and see that and get all the information you need. It would be kind of cool if Rangers put it on at the same time every single week. Then I could absolutely rely on it being there. And I kind of just got home and rushed upstairs to record the pod before I head back out for my next meeting. So I didn't have time to check. Whoops. And just another reminder about the Rangers Review special offer of the full access to all of the content for an entire year for a fiver. £5 gets you access to absolutely everything there. And I'll leave the link on there in the show notes that will give you access to that special code and special deal for that, a fiver. I mean, who doesn't want more Rangers content for a fiver? And my understanding is they'll be getting a lot of exclusives coming up in terms of the new takeover and such like that over the course of the next wee while. And the Rangers International Coaching Convention, I guess this is third or fourth last time I'm going to be doing this one. It's on the 3rd to the 6th of April. That's next month, of course. And if you're into coaching and you're looking to find out how to do it the Rangers way, then you'll get an idea of what that looks like at the Coaches Convention. Okie dokie, bit of a quicker one this week because there's just the one game and not a lot of drama surrounding the club. So that's a good thing in terms of, our overall success criteria on the pitch. As always, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you very, very, very much for taking the time to listen. Please do share it with someone that you think might enjoy it. I think this week, honestly, folks, is just getting through by any means necessary. I would take a squeaky bum 1-0 defeat if it gets us through. It will be a bit tense. It'll be a bit tense for 90 minutes, but I'll take that if we get through. That would be a huge boost. Absolutely, it would be a huge boost for the club, a huge boost for the team, the players, and absolutely a huge boost for Barry Ferguson. And honestly, quite honestly, I say, why not? Why not? I think we deserved it. We proved that we once again can step up when we feel like it and give ourselves an opportunity to dream a wee bit, and being in the quarterfinal would be absolutely incredible. So here's hoping that's the case, and we will see how that goes between now and then. So until next week, my friends, please do take care of yourself and all the very best. Follow.